Hi there, and welcome back to another BobBlast. I'm Bob Burridge, and this one is all about brown. Oh no, brown! Now, you know me, brown is not one of my favorite colors. I just don't like how it works with my colors, okay? But I spent a whole day in the studio trying to see how can I make brown work for me. So I created my own brown. I just wanted to show you brown, some of the browns right out of the tube. The burnt siennas, raw umbers, and the sepias are beautiful colors. I'm going to show you that. But I prefer to make my own browns that have a little more vibrancy. Now, we all know the beginning of browns is if you mixed complementary colors. Here we have red and green. You don't have that beautiful color. You get this neutral color. You add a lot of white into it. So that's more of the brown side and more of the neutral sides. But I prefer the way the French Impressionists did it with lots of dots of color. They didn't do all this mixing on the palette. They did these little tiny dots and to create the illusion. And I found that part of painting pretty exciting. So it's more like Seurat, a wonderful painter, and now of course Chuck Close, who does all those little dots to give the illusion. It's pretty spectacular. I hope you have a chance to look up some of those painters. And so I do like the richness of the brown, almost like leather. I was going for the leather look here and then wiping away, still have a focal point, but all the earth tones of deep reds and blacks and gold. There's gold in here too, and there's rich yellows in there too. But you mix them all up and you get this incredible leather type of look. So again, I pointed out you can still get some beautiful painting, almost like a watercolor of tree trunks with just pure colors right out of the tube. I prefer to mix my own. So when I go to do my landscape, see, I'm mixing it all over the place too. I have these different earth tones, but when you mix it all up right on the paper here, and stop too soon, and throw some rubbing alcohol on top of that, and I'll have to scrape and scratch and do that kind of stuff in my landscape. So these are my ethereal landscapes. And I'll actually add more of the warmer tones sometimes. This is pretty obvious, a warmer tone landscape. There's a lot of collage in here. These are my small warm-ups. I love to do so much most mornings, just quick little warm-ups of landscapes done with a paper towel. I think I'm going to be doing that one now. And so even in my simple florals, they always don't have to be lots of color. I wanted to see if I can get that Rembrandt look to it, where you go, the Rembrandt face down to the dark clothing. So it's the same thing in doing florals. So we give dark to light, dark to light. And once I hit that formula, I said, well, let's do it many times, but still stay in the non-colorful direction. You see, this moon was monochromatic with a little bit of the orange underneath color peeking through. And that's why I always start off with an orange gesso. A whole by an orange gesso or red. And so it seals the paper, has a nice warm glow to it. And now I'm gonna get myself ready to do an abstract landscapes based on brown without actually using brown. Let's get started. Okay, let's paint. So I'm on my table. I have my watercolor paper, 300-pound watercolor paper. I already have my orange gesso. It has dried. And on the table, I have my piles of white paint. I have some black paint. I have some dark, rich gold paint, some red, and some green. So if I mix the red and the green together, I'm going to start getting that neutral. So I have my black and brown, and let's get started. This is going to be a landscape. So everything is going to happen on the horizon line. That's the composition. I already know the colors are going to be kind of in the warm earth tones, okay? I've got the green. I can't wait to start painting. Here we go. Wet my brush. I just like to put water over the entire paper. That way the paint's going to flow a little bit better. Now let's start right off with some green and some red. Wow, what a brown already. Whew. And there we go. Wow, look at this. Isn't it amazing? Well, at least I'm impressed. Here we go. Talk about earth tones. Jeez. Yeah, pretty nice. I'm gonna bring in some red, straight red, mix it right there on the paper. And because it's so wet, it's gonna start flowing. I'm gonna make it richer down in here by making it darker. When the colors come closer to you, they get richer and darker. And as they recede, as they go further away, they're going to get lighter. So that's what I'm working on right now. See, but everything's going to be happening on the horizon line. And the sky is not going to be your typical blue sky. It's still going to be part of my neutral. Notice I work all over the entire painting all at the same time. Don't stay in one place too long. I just keep painting till I see something that's pretty exciting. I think it's nice and wet right now, so this is a good time to introduce rubbing alcohol. This is my rubbing alcohol. Watch what's going to happen. You get these little bubbles. I like it because it adds a little bit of texture. I'm going to add some more of this gold. Jeez. Pretty earthy here. Man, I like where all that's going. That was a nice unexpected surprise. I'll lighten up the sky even more so. More contrast. That makes it further away. Well, this is how I do my plein air painting. Now, I want to have some focal points. And so the focal points will be a place that just draws attention to itself. Just like this. It has a kind of a Sedona look to it. Santa Fe. Sunset, sunrise. Beautiful earth tone places out there. You see, where your eye goes, there's lots of stuff going on, but look where your eye went. It went to the place that has the most contrast. And that says the focal point. So the part that's in focus will say, look at me, I'm the focal point. Well, that's how I work with my browns, not really the brown technically, but how I create the illusion of browns or earth tones, is much rather say that, earth tones. So hope you enjoyed this and play all day long with earth tones. Not always has to be the four colors. Hey, I'll see you on the next BobBlast. And so this is your bonus track. This is the brown painting that had no brown in it, created with oranges and greens and blues and blacks and reds, and put it all together, then get out of there real fast. Anyway, this is my ethereal landscape. It's kind of a Sedona sunset, sunrise, and dramatic focal point right there. And it's pretty much all soft earth type tones. Anyway, I'm really happy about it. It was fun to do. I hope you enjoyed this. See you at the next BobBlast. Hi there, I'm Bob Burridge, and this is all about Date Night with Bob. We just got finished doing one. See the paintings behind me? This is a 2-hour kind of a Zoom painting workshop is what it is. And we were painting for 2 hours. You can either do it along with me, or you can sit back and have an adult beverage and watch at the same time. This is called a fun thing we're going to be doing. We've done them already, so it's called Date Night with Bob. And don't you want to do that on whatever nights we have? Check out the schedule. It's right behind me, and we're going to be painting like crazy. I'll see you on Date Night with Bob. Hi there, this is Bob Burridge, and I was just thinking, in this time of separation and by yourselves and you're in your studio, I was thinking, I think we're all writing letters, love letters to everybody. And so I got another idea. So let's do another virtual exhibition. It's free, no jurors, and who wouldn't want to put out their paintings of their interpretation of love notes? Let me give you some ideas. It doesn't have to be hearts and flowers and all the traditional stuff. Expand your mind for, I have made some notes here. Love notes, which could be the written word. It could be musical notes. Physical contact. It could be hearts and flowers and champagne and candy and love letters. It can also be by yourself. Okay, just think about that. So it could be traditional or abstract. It's your interpretation of love notes. And as I like to say, show me your love, baby. So here's how to include your painting. Sorry I had to read that, but I wanted to get it all down there, and this is gonna be exciting, and I can't wait to see all your work. So I'll talk to you a little bit later about that, so get started. Love notes, your interpretation.